item that was already passed last time, plus a delimiter, and then the new item that's being passed.
So what we've done, the strategy we've got here is we're not going to delete any line items out of the order file. Instead, we're going to set all the line items to 0 and then just build a simple list of line item numbers that are set to 0. And that list is just going to be a text variable where it'll have line item 1, a vertical bar, line item 6, a vertical bar, and line item 8.
Oh, let's use a list words instead.
And then we have, as a second step, we can delete the line items we don't need. That way we can update our quantities correctly and then remove the line items that are 0 in one pass through the page, and then display only what we need and store only what we need in the order file. It doesn't make sense to keep 0 line items in the order file. It just takes up space.
Right. Oops. So still inside of the action equals edit cart show if, I'm introducing yet another WebDNA context called list words, and this is a context that is another type of loop that you create with a string of text, and it also has a parameter ability of setting a delimiter. So what we're going to do is we're going to I think this is words. It's supposed to be words. So
I think it might even be word list.
No, we can check. Let's check.
I can't remember.
I think it's words, but so just a refresher. It's always good to have the docs open. We're going to go down to text manipulation, and then list words, and list. So list words. A lot of these loops have similar parameters. In this case, we're looking for words, the words parameter. So, okay, list words, and then we're going to do the same thing here. Since we already know that these are items that need to be deleted, we're just going to delete them here. Oops. Oh, but let's grab the delete line item, I think it is. Delete line item. And I'm going to again go to the docs. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll come back to that. So, it's remove line item. I knew I needed to check that. And all we need is the cart and the index here. So, cart equals cart and index equals. We're using word this time because that's the right parameter inside of list words, and we don't need this. And remove.
Yep.
And okay.
So there's a lot of function happening in a very few lines of code here. We've passed a whole collection of name-value pairs indicating the quantity the customer wants for every line item in a cart. We go through and update that order file to reflect those new quantities, and then we go through the order file. We make a list of the names of the line items that have quantities of 0, and then we iterate through that list in order to delete those line items out of that order file.
Right.
And then we redirect the user back to the checkout page without any other functions connected to the URL. And
you can create a message.
That's neat.
Cart edited, and down here you could, in the order file, you could have a show if.
Gotta do that cool thing again.
Yeah, we can use that cool thing again.
That is a really elegant piece of code right there. Because Ordinarily, you want to, the thing about WebDNA is if you have a value, like a variable called house, and I set house equal to 8, when I put house in square brackets, it's 8. If I haven't set house to 8, it appears as literally house in square brackets. Ordinarily, you'd need to do 2 separate showifs nested, one that says what you want to do if house is blank, and one that says what you want to do if house is literally raw house in brackets. This little piece of code combines all that logic into one little line, which is really sharp. So it does pay to take time to study how that line works.
Except for I used the wrong variable name, I believe. I want to use message.
Plus you have to fix the spelling. Oh, that is right. I'm sorry, I thought there was a misspelled line item there.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab CTR message here. And
the other thing we should point out is that Donovan is a master at his craft and therefore has a tremendous amount of bravery to write this much code before testing the page. I tend to have to test after every tab character I add.
It's all an illusion. But it's good that you think that. I think that's nice. Okay, so we have, again, we're using that little hack where cart message, if it's not initialized, this will hide this code that we're putting here. I'll just put something simple. I mean, you can put whatever you want here, but the cart has been edited. And we could put a little style here. You know, something like that. You can get more sophisticated with that, but we'll just leave it at that. Well, yeah, it's time to test, isn't it?
I think it's time to fix.
Yeah, that's probably more likely. So again, I'm just going to go straight to the checkout DNA page, and we want to get rid of. Let's get rid of the ones that don't have images. I'll leave some to I'll leave one of them blank and 2 of them at 0. Hit update cart. Application requires that you specify a cart. Well, let's see what we did there. Okay. Cart equals cart. Alright, so, yeah. Thanks for talking me up, and now we go through this.
No pressure.
There's big problems here, but we will see what we did here.
Okay, set line item. Yeah, you do have closing brackets resolved. Yeah. That's right.
Okay, quantity equals value. All right, so how we deal with this is let's create a little bit of troubleshooting code here.
This is an important thing too. He's just taking out enough brackets here that it'll actually display the function on the page, and that way you'll be able to see a list on the page of what WebDNA was intending to do. Right. And by just removing the starting and ending brackets of that whole thing, you can turn off the function and still show the collection of values.
So yeah, I'm just creating a few little tests here to see where we went wrong.
Anytime you want to just pause the movie here and study that code, feel free.
Sure. We'll keep it moving. Just go to first, let's see. Okay, it did not delete any of the cart contents, so it didn't get that far. Let's do 0, 0, and blank, blank. Do this again.